What is up, you guys? Yesterday was insane, and I know this title seems a bit clickbaity, but it's not. It is absolutely true. I just beat 74 other people in trivia. Now, to set the scene, I was not sleeping well. I actually essentially pulled almost an all nighter. This happened, on Sunday. Saturday I didn't get much sleep. I went to bed at like 7 a.m. and I did a little bit of studying, and I fully expected to play by myself, but fortunately a teammate, Lauren, call him Bump because that's what his grandkids call him. He was there and he helped out a little bit, but I did the majority of the answers. So to set the scene, so you'll see here, there were a bunch of big tables, and you could have up to 12 people. And I want to say there were four or five teams with 12 people, like the maximum you could have. And then there's just us two. And we're clearly only the smallest team. We're just two people deep. And I really didn't understand how the rules were going to work for this. So I thought we were playing for this belt title. I thought whoever wins this gets the belt. Like, it's a wrestling belt. It's really cool. The Johnny, the guy that runs it, he got this custom made belt, and it's really cool. And this one team that was going for a three-peat, I guess, they were leading the scores, but they play elsewhere, so I'm really not familiar with how good they are, or what they know, or essentially. Um, and that'll come out later. But I really wanted to beat them. I really wanted to prevent them from getting the belt, and we were, because I'm in LA. I'm all over the place. Sometimes I don't go to this because I'm in LA for game show tapings, and I have other stuff going on, so I can't make their team. We were probably in seventh place, or sixth, seventh, or eighth place in terms of tournament points. So you get tournament points for going each week, and he adds up the score. So we were trying to beat the team. I think their team name was That's What She Said, and our team name was Tony's Bunch. And Tony was not there. So I was playing, and Bump was playing on Tony's behalf. Okay, so let me get into the questions. And I think what I will say is, when answering these questions, you want to trust your gut. Two, if you can, you want to think like the question writer, because that can really help. And three, you want to just be a good teammate and encourage them to think and to possibly, change an answer, keep on thinking. So those are the three things that I will say. So the first round, I'm so glad we got this out of the way. It was the music round, because I do not like music trivia. I think it has a special place, but I don't, there are some things that I can get, but I'm really glad Bump was there, because there were a couple ones that I just didn't know. So the first question, I don't want to, I can't play it for you because I don't want to get copyright struck. So they played Shining Star by Earth, Wind, and Fire. A lot of teams put Cool on the Gang. The team that was in first place, that's what she said, they put Cool in the Gang. The second one was Whitney Houston, How Will I Know. I think almost everyone got that. Three was Waterfalls by TLC, and I foolishly told Bump to change to Chasing Waterfalls, and I don't think we got credit for that. Fourth one I knew with Bye 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 by NSYNC, and then the fifth one, Megan Trainor. I thought the song was called Your Lips Are Moving, but it's just Lips Are Moving, and no one got that. So no one got that last song. So no one's. And oh, I should explain. If you sweep around, you get. If you sweep, you sweep 3 rounds this time, you get a pass to the final rundown, and the final rundown is where he asks 5 questions, and you can use a pass on between question 1 through 4. So it ends up becoming very important. Okay, round two was country's highest point, and I was so excited because I study this, and so the first question. So what he did was he gave the mountain, or the peak, and you had to identify the country. So he had Denali, which is, as you guys know, USA, also known as formerly Mount McKinley. Two, we had Mount Logan, Canada. I think almost everyone got those. And then this one, no one knew except for me. Mount Elbrus. It's Russia. A lot of people put Greece. I think I might have seen Turkey or just other European countries. They knew it was Europe, but they just couldn't identify it. Pico de Neblina. Okay, this one I was really excited about because I initially thought Portugal, and then what I did was it's like, okay, Johnny is looking at big countries. I don't think he's gonna go for Portugal, so I changed it to Brazil, and it ended up being right. Pico de Neblina is in Brazil. And then for the last one, Mount Everest, he wanted the two countries because it's on the border. And I know this from doing my friend Steve's trivia because this was a question and I actually got it wrong. Because I thought it was on the Nepal India border. That's wrong. It is the Nepal China border. And so we were the only team to sweep that round. Okay, and then round three was trash TV networks and streamers. So you had to basically identify the the major network or streaming service that these shows were part of. So first one was Jersey Shore. I knew that was MTV. Bump, doesn't watch that because he's a baby boomer. He's, 60, 70 years old. He's not going to know it, but I'm there. So I know. Two was Here Comes Honey Boo Boo. I know that was TLC, and Bump confirmed that with me. Three, we got hosed on this one. We had no idea. Dance Moms, A New Era. We both thought that it was E, like that entertainment channel. It's actually Lifetime. Yeah, and a few teams knew that. Four was Love Island. I know that. That's on Peacock. I think it was on Netflix for a little bit, but it is Johnny wrote current, so currently it's on Peacock. And then five was F Boy Island. I was confidently wrong in this one. I, for some reason, thought that Fox aired the show. This was, Johnny calls it a sad social when no one gets it right, and no one got it right. It was HBO Max. HBO Max that has F Boy Island. Round four was probably the strangest category. I think it was, to me personally, I found it. Johnny says it was U.S. citizenship questions, and I think some of them were, but some of them were just not. Like, they're not on the U.S. citizenship test at all. So the first one was what are the rights of the Declaration of Independence? I wrote down, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So we got that right. Two was the Florida. You had to put down Florida senators, and we got Rick Scott, but we ended up putting the Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Yeah, shame. I don't follow politics that much, but it's Ashley Moody. So it was Ashley Moody and Rick Scott. That was the answer to that one. What is both a right and a responsibility of a citizen? Yeah, Johnny made fun of us for this one. We put jury duty. It's the right to vote. And four, oh man, I was kicking myself for this one because I couldn't remember it. The Federalist Paper writers. There's three of them. There's three authors of the Federalist Papers. Okay. And so I know two of them. I knew for certain it was Alexander Hamilton, and I knew John Jay were two of them. And then I knew the third one was a president, and I just guessed wrong. I put John Adams. It's James Madison. And then the fifth one was, other than the War of 1812, what other two wars occurred in the 1800s? And that would be the Mexican-American War and the Spanish-American War. Mexican-American War, Battle of the Alamo. The other one is Spanish War. Round five was a visual round. And let me see if I can. So he had a picture of. So he just had a picture of he had like, this was literally the picture that he used for the first one, and I was deliberating with Bump, and I was like, man, like I don't think I know the name of the movie. Like I know who directed it. I thought that I knew the song that was playing, and I said, "Say anything." I said, "Let's just put it down." We were right. It was the name of the movie, so that was a fortunate surprise for us. The second one was this was the picture for 16 Candles, and we got that. Um, and then the third one, which oh no, I'm trying to find the picture that he used. I don't see the picture that he used. He kind of took for the third one. He kind of used like a it was like a skateboard. Yeah, he used this. He used this scene. This was the picture that he kind of used. It was maybe like here. Ooh, this one is exactly right. This one. Um, so we got that, and then the the fourth one was he used here. This is the picture that he used. War games, and then the last one was here. Can't find it though. Huh. Yeah, none of these look. So basically, it was kind of like this, but you could see the outline of the city. Here, this is the picture that he used. This is the exact picture that he used. So those are the five in that. So we got that. So we swept that round. So then we had a break, and I just took a walk just to clear my thoughts. We were doing pretty well. I think by halftime we were in second or third place. Second or third place we were in. Round 6 was this gets hit in what sport? That was the name of it. This gets hit in what sport? And round 1, the question 1 was puck. So that's ice hockey. He accepted hockey. Number 2 was anything above the belt. That, of course, is boxing. Question 3 was shuttlecock. Shuttlecock is hit in badminton. 4 was just the face. And he wanted the league. He wanted the name of the league that's part of that. And we had no idea. So apparently that is called power slap. It's called power slap. And then the 5th one was rover ball. And I said to Bump, I think it's polo or croquet. And my gut was telling me polo. So I put polo. It was croquet. Round 7 was one letter elements. And so question 1 was he would give the element name and you would give the letter for the abbreviation. So for oxygen, O, carbon, C, potassium, Latin kalium, it's a K, tungsten. This is where it got a lot of people. Tungsten is also known as wolfram. It's W, and then sulfur was S. I felt like he could have gone a little bit harder, but it is what it is. Round 8, I was really excited for this one. Original website names. I was really excited for this one because this is something that I've studied before. One, he put Twitter, but he actually didn't put the original name because the original name of Twitter was this. It was without. It was originally. It's TWTTR was the original name of Twitter. So he actually didn't even put the original name. 2 was Peekaboo. And that was Snapchat. But I was a little worried about this one because it could have been Instagram. But we got that right. 3, he pronounced it terribly. He's like Cadabara. It's Cadabra because it was like abracadabra. So I knew that was Amazon. That got some people. Number 4 was Auction Web, and that was eBay. And then 5, Backrub. He made a joke, and he's like, it's not OnlyFans, and I knew that as Google. And I forget if there might have been another team to sweep, but we were one of the few to sweep that round. Okay, and then round 9 was change a letter, and so you started off with cake, and then he wrote in parentheses how you make it. So you change the C to a B, and you get bake. And then from bake, he says tool used in fall, so that was a rake. And then rake, very few around. Bump had this. He came in clutch here. It's rare. You change the K to an R. Rare, and then drug preventative program. I got this right away. It's DARE, DARE. And from DARE, bad circumstances. I knew this right away. That's dire. So we got that. So he swept that round. And finally, round 10. Um, round 10 was mostly used by women. Mostly used by women. And I looked at Bump and I'm like, uh-oh. It's just us two guys. Like, we don't have a woman on our team. So one, he showed a picture of an eyelash curler. Something like this. Two, we got that. Two, two was a makeup blender, like a beauty blender. And three was a picture of a bobby pin. And then four was like a jade or face roller. We put face roller. And he gave us credit for it. And then five was like a cuticle. We put cuticle. I don't forget. We put like cuticle tool, and thankfully he gave it to us because we were just playing with two guys. It was a cuticle pusher, or something. So, and then going into the final round, I could not believe this. We were in first place, and it wasn't close. Like, we were in first place by like six points or something like that. It was insane. So that was nuts. And there was one team. So in order to participate in the final rundown, you had to be within 20 points of the leader. And there was one team that was 21 points outside, so they needed 1 point. And Johnny gives it to the crowd, and he's like, "Oh, should we let them play or not?" And everyone was screaming, "Let them play!" And I didn't want them to play. I just, like, this is like the ultimate thing. Like, if they didn't qualify, like, they didn't qualify, but whatever. So they got to play, and that ends up being significant. So the first question was, what do the L and R mean on a tampon? And I look at Bump looks at me, and we're like, we're using our pass because we have no idea. Like, I know the R probably stands for regular, but L, we're not sure. So it stands for light and regular. And then number 2 was, what are the 2 longest rivers in the U.S.? I filled this out right away, Mississippi and Missouri. 3 was, what network so I should say is Johnny picks, so he uses the categories that were throughout the night, and then he makes an additional question for these final questions. So number 3 was on this network question, is like, what network does Love is Blind air on in? And I was watching Love is Blind in French. There was a France version that just came out. So I knew for sure it was Netflix. And everyone and their mother knew that one. So it's whatever. 4 got a lot of people. And it was, who owns Power Slap? Who owns Power Slap? And Bump came in clutch here, and he was writing Dana, and I'm like, yeah, that's right. And I put a little parentheses UFC, maybe the chair was there, but Johnny was nice enough, and he gave us all credit for it. And I think by the end of it, there were 3 or 4 teams just left for the 5th question, and the 5th question was like, who's closest to the T? And it was, how high is Mount Everest? And I was getting excited because I thought I knew it pretty close. And so I write down 29,002 feet. And this guy from this other team comes up to us while we're, writing this down, looks at it, and he says, "Oh, it should be higher." And I'm like, "Excuse me, like, can you please, like, go away? Like, you're not." I was really upset because he had no business doing that. It was like, I don't know what the purpose of that was, trying to one up us. It's like, dude, your team is out. You lost. Like, what are you trying to prove here? It was really weird. And I was like, that's okay. I think we've got this. So I was trying to shoot him off, and I'm like, you know, you can have your opinion and whatever. And so Johnny announces he's like the closest to the score was 29,030 feet. Someone put they were off by 1 foot though, because it was his according to Johnny's source it was 29,029 feet. And lo and behold, who was the closest to the answer? The team that didn't even qualify. So now what happens? Because they were so far behind, they tied with us in terms of points. I don't understand this. You know, I really think if we won, we should win. So it went to a second tiebreaker. And now the second tiebreaker was how many four-letter words are are there according to I forget what source he used. And so I knew it was somewhere in the 100,000s. And I said, let's go with 128,000. And Johnny says, we have a definitive tiebreaker. And I'm like, okay, 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 okay. And he says, Tony's bunch went, and I just freaking, I was so like I fist pumped. I jumping up and down. I could not believe it. We won. And I will tell you guys, I have lost this year alone. I have lost. I mean, I lost another tiebreaker on this Mount Everest question. I have lost so many tiebreakers this year. So many tiebreakers because I'll play trivia by myself, and I'll get it to a tiebreaker, and then I'll just lose it because it's like guess the closest number, and I'm just not very good at. But fortunately, these were questions that I had like a reasonable inference and guess on, so that was really cool. And I thought we won the belt. Turns out, no, we did not win a belt. We won a gift card. Um, if I could find it, I would show it to you guys. It's right here. And guess how much we won? We won a gift card. Well, it doesn't even say. So here's the gift card that we won for $25. That's it. We won like the biggest event of the year, and it's worth $25. And because that team, that's what she said, we had like such a big point total going into this event, it honestly didn't matter as long as they kept it somewhat competitive. So they won, and then they go and like gallivant around as if they won, and I'm just like, this is such BS. This is such BS. It's like you guys lost. You guys lost. You guys not only lost. You guys lost to two people. Two people. So like, is that I kind of wanted to go Johnny, and be like, dude, like, come on, man, like, is that really like fair? Like, if you're like this event, it has 10 rounds. Usually Johnny does like 8 rounds. I I think this should be worth a lot more points. And I know it is worth more points, but he should have like a weighting to it or something. And I don't know. I was kind of annoyed by that, and that was nuts. But I could not believe we beat 74 other people. 74. 74 other people. And it really was collaborative with Bump, and he helped out a little bit. I did do I did get there were it just came down to a lot of the difficult questions, I think. And that's what separates the chaff, or I think it's the chaff from the wheat. I think that's the expression. And that's why we were able to build such a lead, is because most of the people that play these trivias, they're not like, I do this for a living, right? So I I I study this stuff day in, day out. Like, this is my life. And it makes me feel really good and proud of myself, because I don't, I was starting to wonder because my friends, when I go to LA and I play with them in trivia and we've won a couple times, I'll put there, we win like a substantial amount of money. We've won $3,000 each time, so 6,000 total. And they're like, you're our lucky charm. And, you know, like one of the times that I was like, no, no, Allison came and played that, and she really helped out, and I helped out too, but now I'm starting to think, maybe, it part of it is luck and getting the right questions. It is. There is a component of luck to it. I will say that there definitely is a component of luck to it and getting the right questions. But there's something to be said about skill and being able to come to think like the question writer and to get those questions. And we did that tonight or last night. We did that. And that's how we beat 74 other people. Thank you guys so much for watching. Uh, Please like the video if you could. Please subscribe. I'm gonna do a separate video. I've been really wanting to do a video on how to improve as a trivia player. If you're just doing pub trivia, quiz bowl, or whatever, how can you improve? I really want to make that video. Some of the tips and tricks that I'll talk about I used last night, and uh, it really helps if you it really helps to I would just say that, it really helps to like and subscribe and engage. I love talking and interacting with you guys. It really puts a smile on my face. Thank you guys so much for. I can't believe we're over 1,000 subscribers. It's amazing. We're so blessed. I'm so blessed to have this platform. Um, Thank you guys. Be well. Be kind to each other, and subscribe to get smarter and to learn something each and every day. Commit it to yourself.